It's Saturday morning cartoons. Oh, I guess the horse would be going this way. A grown man doing this in his office on a Saturday morning. Welcome to my world. It is Saturday morning cartoons, and instead of, I thought I'd do something kind of fun and off the top of my head this morning. So I hope you'll forgive my informality this morning. Today is what, the 13th of August. This is today's, or at least this tarot court card belongs to the 30-degree period that we're in right now, between now and mid-September there. It's the Knight of Discs. Now, you notice there's all sorts of other stuff there on this card. First of all, notice that there is the Hindu Tattva symbol, the square, the yellow square. That is the Hindu symbol for earth. And the Hindu symbol for fire, or the Tattva symbol, is a red triangle. So a red triangle inside a yellow square is fire of earth. Okay, the knights, or the kings in the tarot court cards, there's 16 court cards: king, queen, prince, princess, or knight, queen, prince, princess, or king, queen, knight, page, whatever the yod hey vav hey of your choice is. The knight is the fiery aspect. That's why he's riding his fiery horse there. Okay, but he is of the suit of discs, which is earth, fire of earth. Now, in the elemental tablets, or at least the way the Golden Dawn started to treat the Enochian system, the section of the Great Table, the corner of the Great Table that they associated with earth, that would be the Ace of Discs, of course, in tarot, is the elemental tablet of earth. And you'll notice that in the lower right-hand corner there, you see a section that is all red. That would be fire of earth. That would be water of earth. That blue one, air of earth, would be that yellow one, and earth of earth would be that green one. So it'd be like fire of earth would be the Knight of Discs, or the King of Discs. The blue one there would be the Queen of Discs. The yellow one would be the Prince of Discs. And the green one would be the Princess of Discs. Do you see how that goes? And when you have four court cards, and they each have those four sections in them too, it'd be like the ace and the four court cards of the suit of discs right inside there. It's so simple. It's beautiful. Now, I've been reading tarot cards since about 1974 or 5. And when court cards come up, when you're reading for a client, I'm not even going to talk about reading for myself, because I can't read for myself worth a shit. I really can't. Okay, I lie to myself so much. I am so swayed by my own optimism or pessimism or wishful thinking or fears that I'm just lousy at reading cards for myself. Now, I can be totally free to be unattached and just ruthless when I read for others. I try to be polite, but when I see the cards are saying that's the way it is, you poor bastard, then I'm not afraid to say that's the way, I'm sorry, that's the way it is, you poor bastard. But when even reading for other people, when court cards come up, I'm very often completely stuck. Like if this Knight of Discs came up, what am I going to say? Well, that brown horse you own is going to get anthrax, or you know, the man who controls the money in your life is going to do, you know, it's just so hard if it doesn't have something to do with, well, this is, well, the fire of earth in your, or you're going to a volcano tomorrow. Court cards just stump me most of the time. And then it finally occurred to me that because of this elemental mix, okay, like, for example, the earth, fire of earth, that elemental mix has its counterpart in the I Ching. Now, the I Ching is another matter. I don't read tarot cards for myself. When I have a question and I think I want a frank answer that I can't ignore, that I can't wishful think my way out of, I go to the I Ching. Because the I Ching does not give a flying fig for my feelings. The I Ching, in its wonderful, polite, Chinese way, can tell me that's the way it is, you poor bastard. And not only that, but 9 times out of 10, it not only answers the question that I ask, it ferrets out the question that I really wanted to ask. And it answers that one, and it just goes ahead and it rubs my nose right into the answer. That's just me. But as we're saying, this Knight of Discs, this fire of earth, also has its counterpart in the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. More specifically, in 16. The court cards represent 16 of the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. And this is the way Crowley has them itemized. There's 2 trigrams, one for the suit and one for the type of suit. So there's a fire of earth, and you put them on top of each other. See the fire? Fire of earth. Okay, and you find your hexagram by putting those 2, one on top of the other. Why am I bringing this up? Because when a court card shows up in a tarot reading, and it shows up in the just the right spot to give clean, quick, fortune cookie type answers to specific questions. Many times, I venture to say perhaps a majority of times, when a court card features in a client's reading, the I Ching answer is more clear than even the classic divinatory meanings of the tarot cards. Does that make sense? Today's card, the Knight of Discs, would correspond to the hexagram number 62. You got the fire above, the fire trigram above, and the mountain, or the earth, as the lower trigram. And one of my favorite translations is the Wilhelm Baines. I've had this book for over 50 years, maybe close to 60 now. If this would come up as a I Ching answer in a question, it'd be the 62, the preponderance of the small. Success. Now, not all of them say success or failure, but generally a good thing. Success. Perseverance furthers. It says that a lot. Small things may be done. Great things should not be done. The flying bird brings the message. It is not well to strive upward. It is well to remain below. Great good fortune. So you can imagine advice like that when the question concerns some kind of gamble or some kind of risk. A person could be moderate and cautious in an investment, but still proceeding with it. Or the person might be tempted to go all out and sink it all in Bitcoin. Well, now's not the moment. Okay, this is the book of changes. Everything changes. Okay, the idea of the whole thing is not to so much predict the future, but to give you a snapshot of the now and some sense of the momentum of nowness so that you could more or less intuit what is to come. As a matter of fact, that's how most I Ching readings go, or the process. You get one hexagram, like this one, preponderance of the small, but within that one hexagram, you somehow figure out that one or more of those lines are moving. They're turning into their opposite. So that gives you the chance of seeing how things are. Ooh, what's changing right at this moment? And then that changes the whole thing to another hexagram, a third message, or a second hexagram. And that's the one that is suggesting the likely momentum this is carrying you to. I hope that makes sense. So I was going to look for something here. Here's what Crowley did. Because there's many, many ways that you can generate these hexagrams. There's the 50 or 49 yarrow stock method. But Crowley said, look, I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to just have 6 sticks, and one stick is broken in the middle. Okay. And on the other side of that stick, it's unbroken. So that's the unbroken male yang yang, and that is the broken receptive female, yin. Okay? And you just shake these and ask your question, get in your meditative mood, ask your question, throw the sticks. They create a hexagram. And you look up that hexagram. You read that first thing just like I read this one to you. But one of these sticks, I don't know if you can see it, Crowley had one of these sticks that he made to differentiate it from the others. You see the black? That one is black on the bottom, both sides there. That would be the moving line. So after you read this first thing, there are separate little commentaries for each of the moving lines. And then you read that commentary and you get a little more detailed answer. And then you turn that stick to the opposite side, and that creates a brand new hexagram. And then you look up that hexagram and are further informed by the hexagram it turns into, or the commentary of the hexagram it turns into. So, for me, years and years and years of using the Wilhelm Baines, years of using the 49, or technically 50, but 49 Yarrow stock method. And then for years after I joined the OTO and I got to use Crowley's own sticks, I had my own set made up, and I do it this way. There's ways you can do it with coins. There's you could flip a bunch of coins. All of that information is in Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, and of course in the Ordinary Oracles book. And inside the Ordinary Oracles book, I've got a thing called the I Ching of Milo. There are a couple of unfortunate, unrepaired typos as far as the identification in one of the charts, the identification of the trigrams. Something I tried to correct before it went to print, and naughty, it didn't. But anyway, I attempted to paraphrase all 64 hexagrams in Lon talk. Rabbi Ben Clifford talk, okay? And then all 6 hexagrams, or all 6 moving lines for all 6 hexagrams. I attempted in Lon talk to translate the Wilhelm Baines thing. So I'm going to just give you a quick example. Let's say that I wanted to use my tarot cards to ask a I Ching question. Or I threw the sticks and got hexagram 62. I'd read it here. Here's what Wilhelm Baines says. Preponderance of the small, success. Perseverance furthers. Small things may be done. Great things should not be done. The flying bird brings the message. It is not well to strive upwards. It is well to remain below. Great good fortune. How did Milo handle that? And this is how I did it, okay? I put my fortune cookie translation there, and then here's my translation of each of the moving lines, starting at the bottom. The bottom is the first place, second place, third place, okay? So my version of what I just read to you is keep your expectations low. Don't expect big things to come out of this. Concentrate on the little stuff. Keep it simple and unpretentious. Do the correct thing in the correct way at the correct time. Now, if there is a moving line in, if I threw the sticks or the coins and got a moving line, let's say if it was in the first place. The bird meets with misfortune through flying. Then it goes on kind of, a bird ought to remain in the nest until it's fledged kind of thing. Okay. My moving line in the first place says, don't try to run before you can walk. You'll end up breaking your legs, your furniture, and your heart. Okay. And then that would change to another hexagram that we'd have to look it up and read that. I hope you sort of get the idea. Now, if you have tarot cards and you use tarot cards, you can give yourself a I Ching reading, either by shuffling the entire deck, cutting as you usually do, invoke as you usually do, and then just start going through the deck until you come to the first court card. And that court card is your I Ching reading. In this particular case, I'd shuffle the cards and I'd say something like, or shuffle the 16 cards. This is what I'm just using all 16. Let's see. Is the trouble brewing in Washington, D.C. concerning the fall of democracy likely to affect me within my lifetime? One even fell out. The Prince of Swords. Heir of air. And those are the Hindu tattva symbols of heir of air. The dates associated with it may not, or may not have any relevance whatsoever, but just in case, it's mid-January to February, or the 10 degrees of January 10th to February 8th, or the 30 degrees, excuse me. No, it's the 10 degrees. Okay, Prince of Swords is the hexagram, the gentle penetrating wind. Heir of air. Hey, thinking of just physical metaphors for heir of air, what would be heir of air? What object could represent heir of air? And if you go to the Thoth Tarot card, the Prince of Swords has bubbles around his wings. Isn't a bubble a perfect metaphoric image for this? Okay, but anyway, so the gentle penetrating wind, which is number 57, the answer from Wilhelm Baines would be something like this. Gentle penetrating wind. Success through what is small. It furthers one to have somewhere to go. It furthers one to see the great man. Winds follow one upon the other, the image of the gentle penetrating wind. Thus the superior man spreads his commands abroad and carries out his undertakings. How that would answer my question, I would have to meditate upon that. How did Milo handle this one? 57. Success through small, subtle, but persistent means. Don't freak people out. Is this yes? Don't freak people out by acting unexpectedly. Gently prepare them for your actions. Anyway, that's my Saturday morning cartoons for you, okay? It wasn't that I had cartoons. It was just that Lon was animated this morning. Until tomorrow for Sunday school, we'll probably try to do something more profound and spiritually uplifting. And if not, let's just have some fun at Sunday school anyway. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.